Hello viewers all over the world. This is BVI Channel 1 on Matters Arising. I have with me here father, call him anything you can call a man without fear, a man of honor, a leader in Igbo land, the president of Igbo Development Foundation, in the person of Professor Ozodimma. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you once again.
Thank you, Jitchinadu. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
All right, we are talking about security in Igbo land and the way forward. Because in Nigeria today, the center of every discussion borders around insecurity, which is the primary responsibility of every government. And I always say that any government that fails in protecting lives and property have failed in all. So we are here to get the perspective of Professor Ozodimma regarding the security of Igbo land and the position of A.D.F on the way forward. Sir, what is your assessment about security situation in Igbo land?
Well, it's an assessment of security situation in Igbo. Something everybody is worried about. The Igbo nation, our people are under siege. Our land is being occupied. Not just our cities, our rural areas, our forests have been occupied. Not for good intentions, but people who really want to occupy our area, who want to convert our area into their ancestral home, take over ancestral land. Our lives are in danger. Our people cannot farm in most areas. The women are hunted, raped. The men are killed. Children are being harassed. So what else? Some 10 years ago, we were carrying food to the north. But now, food is being brought to us. It's not only that. Even the little we can produce, we are being prevented from producing them. So we may face famine immediately, apart from the danger of being shot by Fulani herdsmen with the AK-4. We are also facing the danger of hunger or starvation. So it's a very serious situation we are in Igbo today.
Okay, now that you've talked about the herdsmen, the activities, the food crisis that is almost imminent in Igbo land today, what is the position of Igbo traditional custom and values regarding open grazing?
Well, you know, those of us in A.D.F, at some point in time, we started campaigning vigorously to get our national assemblies to pass law banning open grazing in our communities, in our lands. We sent out bill to all of them since 2016.
16?
Yeah, not much has happened, you know. And in recent times, we've also got to know that Imo state government under Udemwa had in fact passed an anti-open grazing bill in Imo State. And of course, you know, in other parts of the country, Benue, they passed that anti-open grazing bill. You know. While we are doing that, we are also aware, after looking at the whole situation, our predicament, one of the things that's really disturbed us is that we are mystifying security in Igbo land. The enemy is helping us to imbibe very wrong conception of security. Just believe that, for us to believe that our security depends on either Abuja or Enugu, Oka, or Owerri, the state governments. These are levels of security. The fundamental security of our communities have always depended on, first, the individual themselves. Individual themselves, you know. When we were small children, we were taught to use catapults, to use bows and arrows, not only to kill birds and animals, but also to fight in case we're challenged. You know. Our elderly brothers, at some stage, all of them must have a double barrel as a mark of community. Not only as a matter of stature or so, but as a matter of protection. You know. Assuming a thief comes into your house in the night, are you going to wait until Buhari sends his men, or Ugwani, or Opozadema, or Mahi sends his men, or the Nigerian security, Nigerian army, say they're going to come and protect you? No. You start somewhere, defend your children, your wives, and so on. Even those that are attacked in the farms. And men should organize themselves, organize vigilantes, our people, to protect our people, and then, you know, protect our people. Say, when they came some time ago and said that people should surrender their guns, some of us really felt so bad. We said, these people have so much guts. They just want to surrender as they live ourselves lifeless. It's like the gospel that our security depends on community policing. No. We need to have a clear conception of how to protect ourselves at this point in time. Yes, and anti-open grazing law is very fundamental. Mm. It has at some level of empowerment, psychological empowerment of the people. No. But above that, whether to pass this law or not, and people should organize themselves to protect themselves, you know. No cat, people should not allow any cattle to roam around their farms, around their villages. Just like we don't allow goods, sheep, and other.
So it's according to our custom?
According to our custom. You know. Everybody knows that. Every governor knows that. In his community, no goods can roam around eating crops. No cattle can go around. Why allow Fulani herdsmen, foreigners, to bring their cattle? Rising everywhere in our streets, everywhere, and we keep quiet. No. Which people should not allow that, you know.
Okay, now that you've highlighted on that issue, because we are witnessing the gone up in prices for food, farmers are no longer going to farm, and farm settlement have been deserted. Even we've had cases of people who have been killed, women that have been raped, and so many other crises. Why do you think that there have not been anyone that have been prosecuted or arrested or jailed for these crimes?
Well, some time ago, about 3-4 months ago, A.D.F issued a press statement on the so-called community policing. Mm. We investigated and found that what does community policing mean? It means a program supervised by Fulani and other foreigners in our land. They recruit some of our people as members of their so-called team, security team. What do? If Fulani farmers go into a farm, destroy all the crops, and people come and they report, they say, bring the report to us. Farmer, how much is destroyed? The man says, maybe 500,000 naira. Okay, please, they will give you 200,000 naira. Let there be peace. That is what this so-called community policing is about.
Sir, now that you mentioned the issue of community policing, this current police architecture in Nigeria, the way it is structured, will you say that Nigerian police outfit have any effect in terms of securing Igbo land, considering the new zone that have been allocated to the southeast? In Anambra State, you now have a new police zone, zonal headquarters. Would that solve the problem of insecurity in Igbo land?
Well, anybody knows that proliferation of police posts and camps have not solved any problem. And information is that the Nigerian police are scattered all through Igbo, rather than being agents of protection of the people. The agents of protecting those who are trying to destroy the people. And moreover, most of these police personnel are not Igbos. Their commanders are not Igbos. You know. So we are not small children, you know, to be fed with the story of police expanding operations in order to deal with criminals. Why open a second DC in Ukbo of all places? If there has to be a second, why not in Oka? Why not in Enugu?
Or is there any need for any policing, more policing in Igbo land?
You see, what we need in Igbo land today is for people to protect themselves, to organize their vigilantes, to organize their trade unions, to organize themselves, to arm themselves with defensive weapons. We cannot leave our security in anybody's hand.
Are you saying that the policing situation has failed?
I think it's a problematic. We can allow the police to do their thing. Doing their thing is, but if they have to, if police protection or services or institutions they have to be, there must be Igbos. To have foreigners as police officers, security officers, Igbo, given the present situation, is very, very unwelcome. You know, it is to compound our problem. The police have not solved any problem. People are being killed, women being raped over here and there. Where is the Nigerian police? So that is why our emphasis is on our people to protect themselves, organize their vigilantes, you know. Ask our governors to please stand firm behind their people. Stand firm behind their people.
Now that you mentioned this, what is the solution the A.D.F is bringing to the table? I've heard about the Green Book. What is it all about, and how can it help solve this security situation?
The Green Book is advocating regional autonomy.
Okay.
Igbo is a region, is a nationality, is a nation. It can be compared with to France, to Spain, to Portugal, to Germany. These are nations like Igbo.
Oh.
Some time ago, the European toyed with the idea of federations, empires. But today they have settled down to the realistic nature of the nation state. Nation state is a people of one language and one culture. That is what it is. I would already say it long time ago that Nigeria is a multinational federation. Okay. That the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and so on, are like the Spanish, the French, and so on. You know. And when you look at it, we have often said, who are the heroes within our political environment? They are national heroes. Other Yoruba heroes, Fulani heroes, Hausa heroes, Igbo heroes, TV heroes. That's what it is. Because that is the natural political unit God has created. People of one language, one culture. There may be slight variations. You know. So that's why we're advocating that Nigeria should turn back to the original state where the British met it. They dealt with, the British dealt with the various nations, their real rulers, before they started bringing them together in an artificial federation, you know. Igbo is a nation, even though today, because we have so much advertised our relationship with our brothers deriving from the war, and also cultural links, and we call the name Biafra has become a brand name. But even when we talk and regard ourselves as Biafra, the heartland of Biafra is Igbo. And therefore Igbo has to be properly organized, has to be united. You know.
So you believe that if there is a level of regional autonomy, yeah, the Igbos will be able to organize their security architecture in such a way as to prevent some of these things, especially the issue of open grazing?
Definitely. We have our own courts. from the customary to the appeal court to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, yeah.
We have our own regional security, including army, police, and so on, intelligence, and so on.
Okay, now with the issue of, we've talked about anti-open grazing bill, which your organization have sent to different state assemblies and it have not been signed into law. Yeah. In your opinion, what do you think is, making the governors to withdraw from not signing? Is it that it's against any law or anything?
The psychology of defeated people is still haunting our political rulers and actors. And sustained pressure from our producers to disorganize them, to hunt them, to persecute them is another level. And of course the greed of some politicians. And also the fact that at some point in time, after the war, the federal government under Babangida and others, for example, banned politicians, clergymen, banned intellectuals from politics. That was the time when politics was left to businessmen, to actual passengers, to all kinds of people. So there's no longer intellectual and moral training, backbone for politics.
Okay.
That's why you see all kinds of gangsters taking charge, and going with all kinds of convoys, terrorizing the people, because they have support from Abuja. And Abuja knows how to get those people.
All right, now the bottom line now in terms of anti-open grazing bill is to mobilize 1 million march. What is your take on that?
No, it's a program. A.D.F gives its full support. And it's a program we believe also that a coalition, emergent coalition, will give their full support. Our people have come out to the streets. They have to get to the National Assemblies with their petition, with their placards, and demand that the National Assembly should pass the law, and demand that the governor should sign the law. Today you can see the power of the people all over the world. In Mali, see what's going on.
Yeah.
In America, Trump is afraid of the movement of the masses. So our people should become stronger and stronger. Our youth should become stronger and self-confident. We should learn to put political pressure, political agitation, to get what we want. We should not be afraid of political enemies. It is this fear that is running on us. And of course, see how our community has been occupied. That's another security challenge which we must find a way to sort out. Gradually they've been infiltrated. Marginaries all over the place, all kinds all over the place. We have to do something.
Okay, when our people are just coming up with different perspectives regarding open grazing, the resultant effect, and our consumption of meat and beef, is there any alternative to our people going into this livestock farming and agricultural activities as a whole?
There is no alternative, but that's the way to go. Sometime in our history, we are very much self-sufficient in protein. We are rearing cows, native cows.
Igbo cows?
Igbo cows. That was the thing we used in traditional things. Llama was not allowed in any form of burial, any occasion. If you supply llama, people just laugh at you. We produce goats, we produce calves, sheep, and so on. We should go back, we produce pigs. We should go back to that era of animal husbandry and these things. And we should invest heavily in this area. If we do, we won't have need for the Fulani herdsmen parading around, killing our people, terrorizing our people, take care of that. So the name of the game today, Umwego, that's an area to invest is agriculture. Animal husbandry, by the way, only God knows how we have abandoned the agriculture foundation of our simple economy. Look at those plantations of Baran built, as it were built. They've gone derelict, So I think this is where A.D.F's rural movement should be gingered and that's why we're asking the church, everybody join us, to let us recreate our communities, let us empower our people.
And I think that is the driving force that made A.D.F to go in for that anti-open grazing, because a lot of people are concerned that many of their cash crops are being destroyed by this. So it's discouraging the few that are into agriculture.
Exactly. And we want this point to be much more focally made during this period of the 1 million march has been organized.
All right, that's a very wonderful time with you. But before we let you go, can you have a word to our people out there, especially in the Igbo who are watching from all over the world?
In the Igbo, the simple message is that the times in which we are now is much more difficult than before. In fact, the COVID-19 environment has worsened everything. You can see our popular organizations are becoming weak and sickly. Nobody's talking of self-determination, of the struggle to liberate ourselves. People are not talking about restructuring and so on and so forth. Even those talking about election, we need to put that in proper perspective. A.D.F has never been opposed to taking part in election, but what we need today is regional autonomy. Let us galvanize our labor to make sure the government, people that govern our labor are people who represent our people, like people who are patriotic, not people who buy our votes, not people who are agents of our enemies. We must return to an era where we can take full control. Look at the way MPP took control of our labor in those days. That's what we want today. What we want today is that our governments, state governments, local governments must be controlled by our people. This is the battle ahead. People should not sell their votes. And people should remember those who are patriotic politicians, not those who want to use them for the feather their own to make money, to answer big name and so on. This battle ahead now for us to try and protect control of our labor. And I think the Green Book offers the roadmap to achieving that. The A.D.F Green Book.
How do people access that Green Book? I think we have a copy of it in case you've not seen it. You have a copy of the Green Book.
That's a Green Book.
Yes. All right. How will people have access to it?
They send their emails to A.D.F.
Okay.
We can send some copies. They can also get copies from A.D.F Secretariat. That's presently in Abuja, but we're moving the Secretariat back to in the next 1 month or 2.
All right. But that's very wonderful. And we will always be bringing it to you. Every Igbo man needs that manual.
Yes.
It's a manual. It's a manual, and it's something that covers entirety the aspiration of Ndibo. Thank you so much, Prof, for being part of this program today. We seriously appreciate you. And to you, the viewers, thank you for watching this far. If you like this video, share it. Let's get your opinion with respect to what we discussed today on the comment section. If you have not subscribed, click on the subscription button. I still remain associated Peters, the voice of the gods, the voice of our ancestors, saying the truth the way it is. And today, we have heard the truth from the man of truth, Professor Ozode Mawala. Before I go, I'll also admonish you to stay safe at all times. See you, and may God bless you. Goodbye.